Hu Tao, I've been thinking about this concept of data integrity. It seems fairly crucial, but could you elaborate on what it truly means?
Of course, data integrity is all about ensuring that data remains accurate and consistent throughout its lifecycle. Imagine it as making sure what users expect to see, or trust, is exactly what they actually see, without any unexpected glitches or errors. It's foundational in keeping user trust intact.
Trust, you say? In the land of eternity, trust is the bedrock of all relationships. How does this translate to data services?
Think of a user relying on an email service. If their mailbox shows up empty due to a glitch, even if it's safe, their trust wavers. It's not just about having data stored somewhere safely, but ensuring the user can access it without issues. Without accessing that data reliably, the trust in the service diminishes. Kind of like being stood up at a meal, haha.
I see. So availability plays a part in this integrity. What challenges arise when data is inaccessible or seems corrupted?
Great question. Challenges like downtime, perceived invisibility of data, or the terrifying thought of data loss all play into users questioning the reliability of their services. For instance, if your archive doesn't show your diligent notes from Eternity Court, you'd be quite flustered, right?
Indeed, it would be quite a disruption. But if the data isn't truly missing, just temporarily inaccessible, does it make that much of a difference?
Perceived data loss can be almost as damaging as actual data loss. Users often see it in black and white. They either have their data or they don't. Google's services like Gmail leverage this understanding. Even a small bug that delays accessing data can cause a significant stir if it persists for long.
That makes sense. How long do these data interruptions need to be before they become problematic?
Well, it depends. There's a famous Gmail incident from 2011, where even 4 days of unavailability was considered too much. That's why now many services aim for a maximum interruption time of 24 hours to mitigate the loss of trust and maintain steady operations.
So the underlying principle is about ensuring service consistency to maintain user confidence.
Exactly, Users tend to group services under a single brand like Google, expecting uniform reliability across apps like Photos, Drive, and cloud storage. That's the trust they place in the brand.
It sounds like breaches in data integrity can quickly snowball into significant issues.
Yes. Even if just a few bytes of data get corrupted or lost, the perceived threat can grow, tools falter, and trust in the cloud could crumble. So it's not just technical, it's as much about perception.
Such vigilance must demand complex measures to ensure data preservation. What strategies do they employ?
Services must implement proactive detection and swift repairs. The quicker an issue is spotted and resolved, the lesser its impact on user trust. While prevention is key, responses must be swift and effective.
Thus, it sounds like a balance between anticipating user needs and managing behind-the-scenes complexities.
Precisely. Google, for instance, strives to align their services to meet user expectations seamlessly, and where data is king, the kingdom of user trust flourishes.
An intriguing metaphor indeed. How does one practically accomplish this synchronization between technical architecture and user trust?
By defining clear objectives for uptime and data integrity, assessing risks, and employing smart recovery strategies. Robust backups are just one part. Early detection and recovery processes ensure they're effective.
Challenging yet fascinating. It seems data integrity holds an entire ecosystem intact, not unlike maintaining a balanced rulover in Azuma.
Exactly, Balance in all things from elemental reactions to managing complex systems requires diligence and foresight. In both realms, it's all about maintaining harmony, hehe.
And even with so many variables, the goal remains clarity and continuity. Hu Tao, what are the additional factors at play in keeping data integrity thriving?
We'll delve deeper as we go, exploring uptime, latency, and more. It's all pretty thrilling when you think about it, wrangling the whims of virtual winds to keep users' worlds spinning.
So Hu Tao, how crucial is it to strike a balance between data integrity and uptime in cloud services?
It's immensely crucial, Users expect their services to be both accurate and always available, but sometimes these needs can pull against each other.
Pull against each other, how so?
Well, consider a service that prides itself on being reliable with 99.99% uptime. This implies only about an hour of downtime per year. Yet if data gets corrupted during this uptime, then user confidence still falters, despite the service being available.
I see. So even stellar uptime doesn't guarantee data integrity.
Exactly. The perception of reliability can be shattered if data isn't correct, or if crucial bytes go astray, making documents or other elements unusable.
This leads me to ask, how do they tackle potential data imperfections?
Strategies abound, like detecting potential issues proactively before users even notice them. It's about striking fast to repair anything amiss.
Proactive detection. That sounds intricate. How is it implemented?
Through a symphony of checks and balances, data is monitored continuously with frameworks designed to spot errors. Quick detection means swift fixes, minimizing disruptions.
And in relation to user expectations, how do these strategies align?
Users expect seamless access to their information, much like opening their front door without fuss. So the trick is maintaining unseen but robust processes to ensure their data is always just a click away.
The architecture behind this sounds appreciably intricate. Do users always differentiate the nuances of these issues?
Not always. Users often see services as a monolith. Google is Google, regardless if it's Drive or Gmail. They expect uniform perfection in all their data dealings.
Understanding and meeting these layered expectations must be quite the task.
Indeed, But by prioritizing rapid detection and recovery, the user's seamless experience can be maintained without them even knowing the intricacies.
Do these systems also account for potential extended disruptions?
Certainly. The aim is to ensure that any lower-level disruptions don't ascend to major crises. The longer the delay, the louder the whisper of doubt in users' minds.
Whisper of doubt, you say? That sounds like mistrust brewing.
It does. Even an imperfection known only internally can shake user confidence if it ever emerges. That's why transparency within teams is paired with silence outside.
And what about situations like big data corruption? Must recovery be just as swift?
Absolutely. Big recoveries are just symphonies with higher stakes. Missing or corrupted data should be swiftly orchestrated back to its pristine state.
Swift orchestration indeed. But what happens when you can't recover data immediately?
Then it's crucial to ensure that users do not feel left out in the cold. Communication plays a pivotal role, alongside swift recovery actions.
I imagine such balancing acts can be stressful. How do teams handle it?
True, it's a fervent juggling act, but with practiced routines, designated protocols, and almost muscle memory responses, teams can manage them deftly.
Does this constant readiness for unexpected disruptions wear on the workforce?
Sometimes, but knowing our preemptive readiness can turn potential crises into calm, routine problems. The peace of mind knowing you're prepared can be quite empowering.
Given this, are there specific early warning systems employed?
Yes, systems run continuous checks, like hawks watching over their territory. Early warning systems help spot potential breaches or corruptions early.
Hawks, you say? This must include precision and patience.
Exactly, with the aim always remaining the same: provide users with trust, knowing data acts predictably and stays accessible without hiccups.
Indeed, it's the predictability that nurtures trust and assurance. This must be a key to long-lasting user loyalty.
It is. Users want to feel like a service knows them inside out, like a trustworthy companion. So regular assessments and adaptable strategies anchor this relationship.
Adapting to the changing tides of technology and expectation seems paramount to enduring success.
Precisely, It's all about riding the waves, balancing tradition and innovation to keep users delighted and services robust. How thrilling this balance can be.
Indeed, thrilling. It sounds akin to wielding a perfect strike in battle or maintaining harmony in one's nation.
Yes, a digital dance. Let's explore the core facets more as we continue.
I am eager to learn more. What awaits us next as we dive further into the depths of data intricacies? Hu Tao, I'm intrigued by the concepts of backup and archive. Could you clarify the difference between them?
Sure thing, It's essential to recognize that backups and archives serve different purposes. Imagine backups as an emergency plan to recover data quickly if something goes awry, while archives are more like a long-term storage locker, keeping data safe for posterity or legal needs.
So backups are like a quick fix, whereas archives are more about long-term preservation. That sounds sensible, but how are these practically implemented?
Exactly. Backups are designed to be restored promptly, like a quick recipe card pulled from a drawer when you've burned dinner. Archives, however, are stored away in a basement cellar, not meant for immediate retrieval. The priority for backups is speed and availability, while archives focus on data retention and storage compliance.
If speed is a priority for backups, what strategies bolster this swift recovery?
Great question. Strategies involve frequent snapshots and consistent full or incremental backups. These ensure that when a restoration is needed, the data is recent enough to perform efficiently without many gaps.
Snapshots. What role do they play in this recovery strategy?
Snapshots are like taking a photograph of your data at a specific moment. They're a static view, allowing a quick revert to that state if things go sideways. The trick is taking them often enough without overburdening the system.
Fascinating. But doesn't this constant backing up consume immense resources?
Well, right you are. That's why it's about balancing frequency with cost and impact on system performance. Off-peak hours are prime for full backups, while incremental backups keep things efficient during busier periods.
Efficiency sounds key. How do these methods scale with evolving technology and increasing data demands?
With technological growth, backup systems also evolve. We have distributed storage, cloud solutions, and newer methodologies like streaming backups that continuously update, reducing the massive one-off efforts.
Streaming backups? That sounds intriguing. How does that work?
Imagine it as a constant flow of updates, like a river, rather than sporadic buckets of water. They're updated in near real time, ensuring the most recent data is always recoverable with minimal loss.
Seamless and swift. What about archives though? They seem less dynamic.
Indeed, archives are more about stability and compliance. They store data that seldom needs immediate retrieval, think financial records for audits. They secure data for extended periods without the same immediacy as backups.
I see. With archives stored for such long durations, isn't their retrieval problematic?
They can be, but since they aren't intended for quick retrieval, the pace is more forgiving. When they are retrieved, it's usually methodical rather than hurried, like taking a leisurely stroll through your palace gardens.
Methodical indeed. How do reliability and security factor into these storage strategies?
Reliability is paramount. Both backups and archives must be secure, but backups prioritize quick access during crises, while archives focus on durability against time and compliance requirements.
This speaks to maintaining a delicate balance between swift recovery for operations and long-term data retention for preservation, correct?
Right you are. It's an intricate dance, ensuring that both backup deployments and archival strategies support the overall data integrity and accessibility goals of an organization.
Given this, when should one opt for backup over an archive, or vice versa?
Go for a backup when speed is of essence, like reverting your party formation quickly before facing a mighty boss. Archives make sense for records that need safeguarding without frequent access, like lore books in your treasury.
Lore books, indeed. How does cost factor into managing these strategies?
Cost can be a sneaky adversary. Investing in backups is an upfront cost for the potential of rapid recovery. Archives, on the other hand, are more about long-term sustainability, ensuring data is accessible as needed without day-to-day retrieval needs.
It's clear both systems hold their place. What of reliability? How do we ensure these systems won't falter at critical moments?
That's where regular testing comes in. Just like a good maintenance routine, testing ensures that when the proverbial storm hits, your backup system can rebound flawlessly, and your archives can be accessed confidently.
Routine testing seems prudent, but what happens when even backups fail?
Then it's crucial to revisit all prior measures, reassessing strategies, fine-tuning systems, and ensuring multiple recovery paths. It's like having escape routes planned for any battlefield strategy.
A comprehensive strategy is indeed invaluable. And when deploying these systems, are there any common pitfalls?
Many forget the human element. Proper training and protocols ensuring everyone knows their role in manual recovery efforts. Machine strategies are only as strong as the hands executing them.
Incorporating people into these processes underscores their importance. Can this readiness be maintained indefinitely?
With regular updates and drills, it can. Refreshing tactics and revisiting contingency plans keep teams primed for action, much like periodic training camps.
Such interconnectivity of technology and human initiative forms a resilient matrix in ensuring continuity.
Precisely. And as our journey deepens, we'll delve further into layers of defense, like lazy and soft deletion, to fortify data's unyielding presence.
There's more to discover, it seems. I am eager to broaden my understanding as we venture deeper into these complexities.
Absolutely. Unveiling these layers promises thrilling insights, each more engaging than the last. Let's continue our exploration, learning as much as we can.
Hu Tao, earlier, you mentioned the importance of data integrity in maintaining user trust. Could real-world examples provide further clarity on this?
Absolutely. Google has some remarkable case studies that highlight the intricate dance of maintaining data integrity and recovering from unexpected challenges.
I'm curious, could you share a particular example that illustrates these challenges?
Of course. Let's start with the Gmail incident from February 2011. It was a huge data recovery operation involving the loss of user data, triggering a massive response to restore it swiftly.
What set this incident apart from others?
Well, it was unique due to the number of coinciding failures that occurred. Despite Google's multiple safeguards and redundancies, significant user data went missing.
How did Google manage to recover from such a failure?
Fortunately, Google had previously undisclosed tape backup systems known as G-tape that provided a last line of defense. They had run multiple simulations of such recoveries in anticipation of real-world needs.
Simulations. It sounds like proactive preparation played a crucial role here.
Exactly. By constantly preparing for potential crises, Google estimated recovery times and secured 99% of the lost data within their initial estimate, showcasing the importance of preparedness.
Impressive. Did this incident change the perception of their backup methodologies?
Yes. The use of tape for such significant recoveries surprised many considering Google's vast network of disks. Yet, defense in depth was key here, having multiple layers of protection, even from older technologies like tape.
It's good to see that traditional methods still have relevance, alongside cutting-edge technologies. Was there another incident that tested their systems?
Oh, absolutely. There was also the Google Music incident in March 2012, where a data deletion pipeline inadvertently removed vast amounts of user audio data.
What a predicament. How did they address such a significant deletion?
Once the issue was identified, they disabled the offending pipeline and initiated a recovery effort involving over 5,000 backup tapes, diligently retrieving tracks from offsite storage.
Managing such a massive recovery must have been logistically challenging.
You bet! Restoring the data required, recalling tapes via truck, and using novel tools developed following disaster recovery tests. Despite the scale, they managed to restore the majority of data swiftly.
It seems both cases emphasize the critical nature of having reliable recovery systems. What broader lessons do these case studies offer?
Both incidents underscore the value of preparedness, continuous testing, and defense in depth. Regularly rehearsing recovery plans and ensuring multiple protective layers can transform emergencies into manageable events.
A steadfast approach to foreseeing and managing potential data integrity issues seems invaluable.
Precisely. Establishing concrete site reliability engineering (SRE) practices ensures not only the preservation of data, but also a swift return to normalcy during disruptions.
What specific SRE principles aid in this task?
Going back to basics, trust but verify, routine testing, and revisiting strategies in light of evolving threats. It's about being ready for anything with resilience built into every layer.
And this vigilance helps prevent small issues from growing into major crises.
Exactly. Regular drills ensure readiness at all times, but it's about more than recovery. Over time, you tweak processes, aiming for prevention, getting closer to zero interruption.
So it's a journey to perfect availability and integrity. This ongoing vigilance must feel akin to maintaining harmony in a nation.
Indeed it is, walking the tightrope between consistency and adaptability with an eye toward evolving threats. That's how you earn and keep user trust.
A compelling and insightful journey. Hu Tao, thank you for sharing these captivating stories and the wisdom they impart.
Always a pleasure, It's been a thrilling exploration through the nuanced art of data integrity. Until our next discovery, may the data stay reliable and the integrity unyielding.